Did you know that a single word upon waking can change the course of your day? What you say in the first few seconds of the morning can be the difference between living in calm or in chaos, between flowing with life or fighting against it. Today, you will discover the hidden power of the words you choose when you wake up, how your mind obeys what you tell it, and how, with 7 sacred affirmations, you can completely transform your energy, your decisions, and your destiny. Let's begin. Monks say that the first word you utter upon waking is like a seed you plant in the soul of the day. For a long time, I didn't understand what that meant. I would get up in a rush with disordered thoughts, that inner voice repeating what it fears. And then, without realizing it, I lived gray days because I had begun the morning by planting shadows. Until one day, in a stone and silent monastery, I heard a master say, "Words are doors, and each dawn you choose which one to open." That phrase stayed with me. I began to observe how my thoughts upon waking set the course of my actions, my energy, and even the way the world responded to me. I realized that every word is an order you give to the universe, and your mind obeys it even when you don't pay attention. Since then, every morning I stop for a few seconds before speaking, before thinking, before moving. I take a deep breath, feel the fresh air of the new day, and consciously choose the words that will guide my steps. I no longer get up saying I have to. Now I get up saying, I want, I am grateful. I trust, and everything changes. The energy changes. The whole day changes. Because what you say becomes what you believe. And what you believe becomes what you live. Buddhism teaches that the mind, in its purest state, is like a garden, and the words, affirmations, and thoughts are the seeds you choose to plant. If you plant fear, you will harvest doubt. If you plant gratitude, abundance will bloom. If you plant calm, you will harvest peace. The garden of your mind does not choose on its own. You are the gardener. Buddha said, we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With them, we create the world. And when I heard that teaching, something inside me awakened. I understood that each morning is an opportunity to be reborn, to reprogram the mind, and reconnect with purpose. You don't need to change the world. You just need to change the words with which you speak of it. There is something profoundly magical in that moment between sleep and wakefulness. It's the moment when your mind hasn't been filled with noise, when the soul still remembers its origin. If, in that small space, you consciously choose what you will say to yourself, you plant a direction, a vibration, a destiny. That is the practice that transformed my days, speaking to myself with the voice of the soul, not with the echo of fear. Since I started doing this, my mornings stopped being a battlefield and became a temple. Every word I speak is an offering. Every thought I let pass without judgment is an act of compassion. And every affirmation I repeat in silence is a reminder of who I am, because words don't just describe reality. They create it. That's why today I want to share with you the 7 powerful affirmations I learned from the monks and repeat every morning. They are not empty phrases or meaningless mantras. They are codes of energy that, if spoken with attention, reorder your mind, calm your heart, and transform your day. Get ready. Breathe. Feel how your mind calms. Let each word become a dawn within you, because what you are about to hear can not only change your morning but your entire life. The 7 powerful affirmations that transform your day. First affirmation: today I breathe in calm because calm is my power. Every morning, before fully opening my eyes, I bring my attention to my breath. Buddha taught that through conscious breathing, the mind is purified. When I breathe calmly, my mind quiets and my body remembers there is no rush. In that instant, everything falls into place. The air enters, the soul expands, and fear recedes. I breathe and understand that calm is not the absence of movement. Calm is the presence of awareness. If upon waking you feel anxiety or mental noise, place one hand on your heart and the other on your abdomen. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold for 2 seconds and exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 3 times. Imagine that each breath sweeps away the worries that don't belong to you. Calm doesn't come from the outside. It's cultivated from within. With each inhalation, you are telling the universe, I am present. I am here. I can handle this. Your breath is the key that opens the door to serenity. Second affirmation: I'm grateful for everything I have because everything I have is enough for today. For years, I woke up thinking about what I lacked, until I discovered that gratitude is the most powerful magnet there is. When you give thanks, your mind stops focusing on lack and begins to see the abundance that already surrounds you. Monks say, whoever thanks for what they have receives what they desire without asking for it. Today, I thank life, the opportunity to breathe, the sun, food, company, even the challenges, because they're all teachers. A simple exercise that changed my mornings was writing down 3 things I am grateful for, no matter how small they are. A smile, a cup of hot tea, the song of a bird. At the end of the week, read that list and you'll see that your life is filled with daily miracles. A grateful mind becomes a magnet for abundance. When you recognize the value of simplicity, life rewards you with what matters most. Quote first screen: gratitude turns what you have into all you need. Third affirmation: I trust the process of life. Even when I don't understand the path, the desire for control steals our peace. I learned that trust is not resignation. Trust is allowing the wisdom of the universe to do its part. Buddhism calls it the way. Effortless action. When you stop resisting, everything flows more easily. Life knows the exact moment when each thing should arrive, and your task is not to force it. Your task is to stay available. Today, I trust, even though I can't see the end of the road, because the next step always reveals itself when I am ready. When you feel that things are not flowing, remember this gesture. Stop, close your eyes, and say softly, I release control. Then smile, even if you have no reason to. That smile is a pact with life. Practice trusting a little more each day, in perfect timing, in pose, in what you can't explain. Because trust strengthens in uncertainty. Just as the lotus blooms in the mud, trust. Life never makes mistakes with its timing. Fourth affirmation: I am compassion. I speak to myself with love. I treat myself with patience. For a long time, I was my harshest judge. I criticized every mistake, demanded perfection, and forgot my humanity. But compassion is the foundation of all healing. When you learn to speak to yourself with tenderness, your mind stops being a battlefield and becomes a refuge. Every kind word toward yourself is invisible medicine. Every time your mind criticizes you, respond as a patient teacher to their student, I am learning. That phrase stops guilt and opens space for real improvement. Speaking to yourself with love is not weakness, it is emotional wisdom. Self-compassion trains you to understand others without judgment. Start today. Every mistake is an opportunity to practice forgiveness. The inner voice becomes an ally when you stop demanding and start understanding. Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Quote for screen, speaking to yourself with love is the highest act of wisdom. Fifth affirmation, I am present. This moment is enough. While the mind runs toward the past or the future, life happens here. In this second you are breathing now, I learned that being present is not about stopping thoughts. It is about observing without getting lost in them. When you savor the present, you discover that nothing is missing. Buddha said, "The secret of health is to live the present moment with wisdom." Today, I surrender to what is without fighting, without running away. Presence is a gift that you can only open now. If you notice that your mind is wandering, use the anchor of your senses. Look at 3 things you see. Listen to 3 sounds. Touch 3 textures around you. This simple act brings you back to the present. The mind loves to wander, but the soul loves to inhabit. When you bring your attention here, time stretches, noise disappears, and you feel that everything fits. Being present is not stopping the world. It is living it with the eyes of wonder. The present is the only place where life happens. Sixth affirmation, I choose to let go of what I cannot control. Every day brings things that do not depend on me, opinions, results, the unexpected, losses. Letting go is not giving up. It is releasing the weight that hinders progress. When you let go, the soul lightens and energy flows again. Marcus Aurelius said, if something is outside your control, let it go. And Buddhism teaches that detachment is the door to freedom. Today, I let go of the need to be right, to be understood, for everything to be perfect. A powerful exercise is to write on a paper everything that weighs on you today, worries, names, expectations. Then burn that paper or bury it in the earth saying, I release it with love. You don't do it to forget. You do it to heal. Every time you repeat this symbolic act, your mind understands that it no longer needs to carry that weight. Letting go is trusting that the universe knows what to do with what you can no longer carry. Letting go is not losing. It is creating space for what truly matters. Seventh affirmation, I am light. Everything I touch is illuminated by my presence. Each person carries a divine spark, but it only shines when they dare to recognize it. We were not born to hide. We were born to illuminate with awareness, kindness, and purpose. When you think, speak, and act from the light, you transform everything around you. Buddha said, just as a candle can light thousands without losing its flame, shared compassion never runs out. Today, I decide to be that light that never goes out. Even in the darkness, before leaving home, visualize a golden sphere surrounding your body. This light represents your conscious energy. Imagine that every person you encounter receives a little of that light as a silent gift. You don't need words. Your presence is enough. This exercise raises your frequency and reminds the soul of its purpose: to illuminate, not impose. Being light is not denying darkness. It's recognizing that you can shine even amidst it. You are light, and the world needs to see you shine. Stay until the end, because there you will hear a parable that will unite the 7 affirmations into one truth. As your words, when born from silence, have the power to transform not only your day but also your destiny. These 7 affirmations are not magical promises. They are reminders. They are the way you align your mind with the deepest reality. Every morning, when you repeat them with intention, you transform your energy and rewrite the invisible script of your day. Breathe, feel how calm surrounds you, and stay until the end. Because there a parable awaits you that will reveal the deepest secret of these words: how the soul manifests what it longs for when it trusts the flow of life. They say that at the end of every practice, silence becomes more eloquent than words. And it is in that silence where the affirmations bloom. Each of them plants an invisible seed: calm, gratitude, trust, compassion, presence, detachment, and light. 7 keys that open the doors of the soul each morning. 7 paths to the same truth. All external change begins from within. I have learned that the words we choose upon waking not only shape the day, but also the destiny. That's why every morning I stop, breathe, give thanks, trust, treat myself with love, surrender to the present, let go of what I cannot hold, and shine. It's not always easy, but each time I do it, something inside me aligns with the universe. And that balance is true happiness. Monks tell an ancient parable. A young seeker approached his master and said, "Master, I have repeated affirmations for years, and I still feel empty. Why don't they work for me?" The master smiled and replied, "Come with me." They walked to a calm lake. The master handed him a stone and asked him to throw it into the water. The young man threw the stone, and the water rippled in concentric circles. "See," said the master, "the stone doesn't choose the waves it creates, but the water chooses how long it keeps them. Your words are stones. Your emotions are the lake. If your mind is agitated, affirmations sink without leaving a reflection. But when the soul is calm, each word creates harmony." The young man understood it wasn't about repeating, it was about feeling. It wasn't about speaking more, but speaking with truth. From that day on, before speaking his affirmations, he would breathe in silence until his heart became a mirror. And then the magic happened. That is the lesson I want to leave you with today. Don't repeat out of habit. Repeat out of consciousness. Let each word carry weight, intention, and love. Because the universe doesn't respond to your phrases, the universe responds to the energy with which you pronounce them. When you breathe, you give thanks. When you trust, you flow. When you speak to yourself with love, you heal. When you let go, you free yourself. And when you illuminate, you transform everything you touch. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel how calm flows through your body and how your mind quiets. Imagine the new day embracing you with gratitude and purpose. You are the creator of your reality, the guardian of your word, the sower of your own light. And while the world wakes up, you are already at peace. Every word you choose at dawn builds the invisible temple where your soul will dwell during the day. If this message reached your soul, subscribe, share this video, and leave in the comments the affirmation that most touched your heart. May each morning find you conscious, grateful, and at peace. If you like this message and want to keep growing every day, watch the video that appears on the screen. There, you will discover another teaching that will help calm your mind, strengthen your faith, and continue walking with serenity.